If I could be so bold as just to jump in the middle of what I'm sure are very fascinating conversations just for a few minutes. I'm noticing a few things tonight. I'd like to share them with you. The first is that I probably should not have driven here. That's the first thing I'm noticing. Terrible mistake. The second thing I'm noticing is there's so much goodness and abundance in the natural world, and we fill ourselves up on such garbage. In Edgware too. This is not a comment on the difference between Edgware and Hendon. I'm just saying generally, we fill ourselves up on garbage, and look at this rubbish, as you'd say here. Look at the table. I mean, look at what Hashem gave us. It's mind-blowing. Okay, there are crisps on the table also, but aside from that, look at this. Look at the world that Hashem gifted to us. And when we're sitting in an environment where there's time set aside to really just indulge in the natural world, both in the sense of taste, foods, drink, and the scent, I just feel like I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. To Hashem, like He didn't need to do any of this. I sometimes notice that about color, because you can watch like black and white films and you can totally see what's going on. Color is a total bonus. Like He did not need to give us color. He could have just created the world in grayscale and we would have gotten along. We would never have known we're missing anything. Color, taste, vibrancy. What an absolute privilege. So I'd like to share with you just a few words. If I could ask really if the Chaver could really just lock in just for a minute or two. I know it's difficult and it's late and we've drank about 3/4 of a bottle of wine each. So we'll do our best. I should say I'll do my best to get some coherent words out. But I just wanted to share with you what I think is a very unique thought, and it comes from a tzaddik that both myself and Rav Stepsky, shlita, has become such a dear friend of mine, and is a dear friend of so many of ours, and a Rebbe, and a mentor. I want to share a thought with you from the Piacezner Rebbe. Reconnecting Kalman Shapira, Hashem Yikom Dama. And when I finish sharing this Torah thought, what I'd like to do is share a melody that was recently discovered, communicated by one of the surviving students who survived the Holocaust. There weren't many, and I don't think there are any left, who shared with a professor who was interviewing him in the 1980s a melody that he remembers the Rebbe having taught his students. And the Rebbe guided his students to sing this melody after performing what's called hashkata, which is the quieting down of the mind, which is one of the elements that made the Piacezner so unique, because he was teaching meditation techniques among all of the Hasidic masters. It's printed in the sefer that I have sitting in front of me. It's called hashkata, and he walks you through a technique to quiet down your mind. To quiet down your mind. He taught his Hasidim that after you quiet down your mind and you get to a point of stillness and essentiality, and this was before smartphones, you can imagine how busy their minds were, But in our day and age, what a blessing, right? To take 5 minutes and just to sit. Most people will go through their whole entire lives and never intentionally do nothing. Intentionally do nothing. Create Shabbos during the week. Just sit for a few minutes and do nothing. Don't sleep, don't doze off. Just sit and be. Deep thing. Most people don't do that. So the Piacezner taught his students how to do that. And he taught them that once you create the canvas by erasing all of the cacophony, the different din, the noise that fills your mind, he taught them to sing a melody to the words that David HaMelech writes in Tehillim, Hareini Hashem darkecha. Hashem, show me the way. Ahalech ba'amitecha. Let me walk with your truth. Ahalech ba'amitecha. And the surviving students sang the melody to the professor who was interviewing him, and that tape was just recently unearthed, and we have the nigun, the melody, and I checked this with one of the chief experts in academia on the Piacezner Rebbe. He's become a very prominent subject for the academics. It's an interesting thing. And I checked in with him, actually just sent him a message. He lives in Israel. And I checked with him, I said, how accurate is the AI representation that they posted on YouTube of this melody? Like, can I go around teaching it to people and telling them that this was, because we don't have access to the original recording? And he said, yes. He said, it's produced, but he said it's totally accurate, like this is the melody. So I'll share that with you when I finish sharing some Torah from him. But I wanted to share the following thought. The Sefer Yetzirah, which is one of the oldest Kabbalistic texts, some say that it was written by Adam Arishon, some say that it goes back to Avram Avinu. There are different opinions, but it's a very, very ancient, I would say even primordial text. And the Holy Sefer Yetzirah goes through the 12 months of the year, and it connects each of the months to one of the letters in the alphabet, in the Aleph Beis, to one of the 12 mazalot, the mazalos, one of the 12 constellation energies of the metaphysical beings that are the different planetary bodies, as well as to different parts of the body, as well as to different shvatim, right? There are so many different elements that are associated with every month, and these are the energies that we have that are shining down into our reality, which is a total mystery. Hashem should bless us to look beyond the surface. There's so much going on. Most people are oblivious to it. So the Sefer Yetzirah writes about the month of Shvat that it is associated with the letter Tzadi, or Tzadik, in the Aleph Beis, and that it is corresponding to what's called Mazel Dali, the constellation, what's the English word? The horoscope, like how do I say horoscope? This, whatever it is, the star energy of what's called Dali, a bucket. What's the depth of this? Like, what's the correlation between the two? So the Bnei Yissaschar, who really gave the Jewish nation a connection to the months again, right? His whole Sefer is based on the months, teaching us the spiritual depth of the energy of the month. What a remarkable work. And the Bnei Yissaschar says the following thing. He says, you think about a bucket. What is a bucket? What is it used for? He says a bucket's whole energy, its whole identity, is one of service. It exists to transport something else. It is the archetype of something that is in service to an other. Doesn't have its own identity. It transports water. That's what it does. The first time that we encounter the word or form of the word dole in the Torah, even though it doesn't appear in the pasuk, but it appears in Chazal's comment on the words that describe Damesek Eliezer, Eliezer Eved Avram, Eliezer the archetypal servant who is an Eved Naamon, who is a faithful servant to Avram Avinu, our forefather. Chazal comment and they teach that Eliezer Eved Avram was called Doile Umashki Miteres Rabbalachir. He was Dole, he collected the Torah of Avram Avinu, and he transported it to the whole world, to others. Dole umashke, like a bucket, a dali. Right? That's what it is. It is dole, it contains, and it transports. Says the Bnei Yissaschar, what water is being transported by this bucket, by the dali? Ein mayim ela Torah. It's the water of Torah. When we stand rooted in this month of Shvat, each of us is invited to recognize or to perceive ourselves for even a moment in time as nothing other than a bucket to carry the Torah that we have, to service the Torah. So we usually think about it in the opposite way. Usually we think the Torah is there to help us. The Torah is there to guide us. The Torah is there to show us the way. I want to read to you a few lines from the Piacezner. It's short, I promise. I mean, it's very long, but I'll spare you and I'll just read just 2 lines. Listen to this. And this just is a great, if you've never had an opportunity yet to encounter the world of the Piacezner. Now, I like to say there were early Hasidic masters and later Hasidic masters. After the 4th generation, it sort of became a little bit, became dynastic. And so, the children weren't necessarily, going back to the song that I sang earlier, blessed with the same blessings of their parents, but they became Rebbe because their father was a Rebbe. It lost its sense of potency. In the earlier generations, just in the base medrash of the Maggid of Mizrich, who was the student of the Baal Shem Tov, think of who you had in one study hall. You had the Balatanya. I'm just going to list a few, okay? The Balatanya, the Rediscovered, the Mar'inayim, the Chernobler, the Kozhnitzer Maggid, the Rebbe Zusha, the Rebbe Mailach. They were all sitting at the same time. These were luminaries, the likes of which we can't even imagine. Their parents weren't Rebbes. The only reason they were sitting in the base medrash is because they were remarkable souls who recognized that there's got to be something deeper than what they were given. And so they went and they sought and they seeked and they traveled and they ended up on the same point. Among the later Hasidic masters, it's very hard to find original energy. I can think of a few. Rabbi Tzaddik HaKohen Lublin, totally original thinker. The Sfas Emes, original thinker. The Piacezner Rebbe was an original thinker. Anybody who has a little bit of familiarity, like Reuven Stepsky, with the writings of the Piacezner, you can read me a passage, and I'll tell you right away that it's the Piacezner. Like he's that. If you understand a little bit, you spend time with his writings. Like the whole sort of like shelf, of books of the Piacezner, they're totally and absolutely singular. They're inimitable. They're so him. I've never seen the following idea in any other sefer other than this. And I don't think any other sefer could have even tried to put this down in writing other than the Piacezner. This comes from the Sefer Derech HaMelech in his first drasha on Rosh Hashanah. Listen to this. Listen carefully. Ki Hashem Yisbarach nasan as-Torah la'ama Yisrael. It is true that Hashem gave the Torah to the Jewish nation. That's how we were brought up. That's like the standard understanding. We come to Shavuos, God gave us the Torah. Says the Piacezner, but wait a second. Aval Torah kadam la'olam. But the Torah came before the world. Ukeshenivri Yisrael kvar hoisa Torah nimseis. Chazal tell us that way before there was a thing called the Jewish nation, the Torah already existed. Nimsa, it emerges, listen to this, it's a shocking line, it's like the Piacezner line. More than this, that God gave the Torah to the Jewish nation, God gave the Jewish nation to the Torah. That's what he says, black on white. Not that God gave the Torah to me, God gave me to the Torah. I mean, that's a mind blow, right? That's not a normal thing to read in a sefer. What? What are you talking about? I see now. So God came down, gave us the Torah. He says, no, you're missing the boat. We lost the plot. No. God didn't give you the Torah. God gave you to the Torah. Ki kol davar nimsa tzarech la'avodas Hashem. Everything's got to serve God. Anach Yisrael, we serve Hashem. Malachim, Srafim, Chayos, V'fani HaKodesh, all the angels, Kulam oivdim es Hashem. Everything's got to serve God. V'af HaTorah ovedes oso yizbarach. The Torah itself, as a personality, as an archetype, needs to serve God. Listen to this. Yisrael ovedes Hashem b'Torah. We serve Hashem through the Torah and mitzvahs. V'haTorah ovedes es Hashem b'Yisrael. Beautiful. The Torah serves Hashem through me and you. So much of the time we're constantly thinking to ourselves, what does the Torah give me? How is it improving my life? Is it benefiting me? Is it not benefiting me? Is it good for me today to try to keep halacha, or today I'll take a little bit of a day off and cut corners here and there? It's so much we think we're oriented toward the Torah in terms of what's in it for me. But the Piacezner is involving us to have a little bit of a different perspective, the perspective perhaps of the tali, of the bucket, to say, wait a second, it's not really about me, is it? The Torah is desperate to serve God, but it can't serve Hashem without you and me doing what we need to do. So have compassion on the Torah. You are how the Torah serves God. That pasuk about tefillin, you are how that Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Thank you. You are how the Torah serves Hashem through the mitzvah of tefillin, of tzitzis, of lighting Shabbos candles Friday night. That part of the Torah without you could never serve Hashem. And it's desperate to serve Hashem. Have compassion on the Torah. Be a dali, be a bucket. Oh, it's a whole different world. What a thing, what a thing. What a thing. So, I guess this is what I wanted to share. You know, Tu B'Shvat is a time of brand new beginnings. It's new beginnings in millions of ways because we just went through a very cold winter, not nearly as cold as it is in America. I don't want to hear anybody complaining about the cold over here. Okay, I spoke to my mother this morning. She wished me good morning from the North Pole. She lives in New York. She told me it's like it's crazy, you know, degrees over there of subterranean horrible weather. But the winter is the winter nonetheless. And like we said earlier, Tu B'Shvat is that moment where the sap begins to run down the tree. It's an energy of spring. Things are beginning to move. The world is beginning to come alive. So I want to say two things. Number one, and I'm really speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to all of us, this is an opportunity to reconnect with nature. We've become so incredibly estranged from nature. And then we wonder, like everybody's running to doctors for anxiety medications. Like, yeah, because we're living totally unnatural lives. What do you think's going to happen? We're not living the way that we were intended to live. Nature, take walks, spend time in nature a little bit, breathe a little bit. We have to get off the screens. We have to get off of them. Even for a few minutes at a time, because, okay, we live in a world where what are you going to do? You sit in an office, you know, everybody has a phone in their pocket. Again, I'm just as guilty of this as everybody. I'm reminding myself and all of us. God gave us a natural world that's full of His bounty, His blessing, and we demand, we're determined to corrupt things. Why? An apple, a fruit, a banana blows the mind. Think of a banana. I mean, you know, just from a banana is the proof that God created the world. I mean, it's just so remarkable. You take this thing, it's perfect. It couldn't have been packaged better. I mean, it even has like that little stem on the bottom to hold the banana. Like, it couldn't have been designed more brilliantly. And it's so delicious and beautiful, and all the human beings in the world couldn't create a new taste. Like, you know, an orange, a banana, an apple, it creates something new. Everybody's recreating what's already in nature. God gave us a beautiful natural world without phones ringing, and all different kinds of unnatural things. God gave us each other. Spend time with friends. We're also part of nature. It's a weird thing to think about. I'm totally natural, you know. Most of us are. We're totally natural. We're natural beings. Spend time with each other. That's also called nature. There are tree huggers and there are human huggers. Spend time with your local tree, you know, the person sitting next to you, without any distractions in between. Just breathing, being, presence. What a privilege. So that's number one. Let's try to reconnect with that. And we have an opportunity now. It's like a new year, right? It's the new year for nature. So it means I can make a New Year's resolution. I'm going to try to engage more mindfully this year, Bli Neder, with the natural world, more intentionally. That's A. B, Hashem, please bless me to recommit to my spiritual journey, but this time, not from me, but with the humility of understanding I'm just a bucket. I'm just here to bring the Torah into the world, because the mitzvah of tefillin wants to serve God through my arm and my head. So let me not let the Torah down. Because just like the Torah was given to me, God gave me to the Torah. Let me not let the Torah down. Hashem should bless us with a year full of natural joy and abundance and every kind of good news. And Hashem should help us really to stick together, to love each other, to show up for each other when it matters and when it doesn't matter. And Hashem should bless us to make it all back to Yerushalayim and to Eretz Yisrael, which is the most natural land of all the lands. And I'll make for the first time a public announcement that Be'ezras Hashem, at the end of the year, myself and my family will be making Aliyah. back to Eretz Yisrael. And it's been a remarkable, well, it will have been 4 remarkable years here. And I'm using this opportunity to just bless all of you with it. Think about it. It's time to come home. Hashem should help all of us navigate that path. Every person's dealing with so many different tension points, and life is a multivariate equation, and there's no bad or good or right or wrong, it's just where you're at. But Hashem should at least bless us with enough honesty to be able to look deeply in and say, you know, is it an ideal? Like, is it on my map? Is it on my radar? Do I care about it? Like, what would that look like? Like, what's a possible roadmap, you know? Let it be an ideal at the very least, and at the very most, as Hashem, it should be an actualized, not just possibility, but reality for myself and for all of us. Hashem should bring us back home and be as goyal tzedek b'meher b'yameinu amen v'amen. L'chaim, l'chaim.
Wow.
Let's sing another song together. Please join me. Oh, you know, I told you I would sing the Piacezner song, so let me teach it to you. It goes like this. It goes like this. It's very simple, but you'll learn it. Hashem Please join me with the melody. Let's raise the key. I'm going to sing another melody that I know some of the Chevra know because they're our Chevra and we sit together every Thursday night, which everybody's welcome to. Now you know that there will not be that many more of them, so they're a limited edition. But you're welcome to join us Thursday nights in Hendon, where we sit and we sing and we bring and we learn. But this is a song that we've been singing almost every week, and I taught it a while ago. And it's a song by a contemporary artist, Hanan Ben-Ari, who wrote the most heavenly melody. It's such a heavenly melody that the first time you hear it, you think you'll already know it, because there's something so fundamentally familiar about it. And so I do ask that those who do know it should really join me strong, and those who don't, like I customarily say, should absolutely not join me in any way, shape, or form until they learn it, and then they're welcome to join. But it goes like this. Please join me. This is an instrcted song. This is a great moment. Hashem should help us become better, higher, holier, elevated, deeper, more compassionate, more real. Let's raise the key a little bit. Let's do it here. one more time. Please join me strong. Heavenly. L'chaim, l'chaim, l'chaim.